As the Philippines was placed under the state of public health emergency through PD 922 on March 8, 2020, the novel coronavirus quietly and gradually crept into SURSECO-I's franchise area until all its 5 municipalities and 1 city were totally threatened and shaken. Business establishments were constrained to shift from full-time to partial operation, while most firms had to close. Energy consumption of these establishments has reduced by 8.44%. Collections have dropped drastically to as low as 69% in April 2020. Low collection efficiency was also recorded in March and October 2020. Acceptance of applications for new connections was suspended, and energization of households and establishments was cancelled. SURSECO-I has to take drastic measures, including the streamlining of its workforce to keep its finances and operation afloat. As if the financial struggle is not heavy enough to bear, the cooperative was bombarded with yet another challenge as its employees have tested positive for COVID-19. Over a period of 2 months, 7 were sent to the quarantine facilities and 32 took the refuge of a home isolation. As a result, a shortage of workforce was experienced. Amidst the alarming situation, SURSECO-I faced the challenge head-on. It stood resilient and determined to continue carrying out its mandate. In protecting its employees and consumers, the cooperative has strictly adhered to the health protocols directed by the national government, region, province, city and municipality, interagency task force, health authorities as similarly ordered by the National Electrification Administration and the Philippine Rural Electric Cooperatives Association, Incorporated. Consumers were temporarily restricted entry to SURSECO-I's office except those intending to pay their bill or transact a very urgent matter. Consumers' requests, queries, and other concerns were accommodated through social media, emails, and hotlines. Pre-membership seminar has been reduced to distribution of leaflets and flyers. Barangay assembly and other consumer capability building activities were also suspended. Despite the struggle, SURSECO-I kept the power on. As a community quarantine in the city of Bislig and nearby municipalities was lifted in late 2020, SURSECO-I reopened its doors to welcome applicants for membership and new connections effective November 2020. An addition of 946 members joined the SURSECO-I powered family in 2020, resulting to a total of 76,917 members by year-end. The service connections have likewise increased by 5,819. This brought the total service connections to 89,322 by December 2020. The increase of members and connections is also attributed to the implementation of the nationwide intensification of household electrification of the Department of Energy. To accommodate all beneficiaries of NAIHE, SURSECO-I has undertaken 23 line extension works from Lingig to Parubo with a total cost of 1,099,027 pesos and 41 centavos as its counterpart to the program. Indeed, despite the threat, SURSECO-I was able to energize more households and establishments. The cooperative is expecting growth in memberships and service connections in 2021 with the implementation of the Sitio Electrification Program or SEP of the National Electrification Administration that has brought about 295 beneficiary households. As the electrification projects continue to roll out, The CTOs in SURSECO-I coverage is already 99% energized. Out of the 575 CTOs and PERUCs under SURSECO-I, 572 have been energized, and the remaining 3 CTOs will be energized in this year's SEP. This shall translate to SURSECO-I's CTO energization status at 100% by 2020 year-end. With the expected increase of its power demand, SURSECO-I ensures that its 3 substations can deliver sufficient and reliable power. Thus, it conducted the online public bidding for the upgrading of San Fernando substation from 5 MVA to 10 MVA, targeted to be completed by July of 2021. The upgrading is also designed for load transfer during power interruptions in Tabon substation. It has also included for this year's capital expenditure projects the relocation and upgrading of Barobo substation for the increasing power demand of Tagbina and Barobo. Still aimed at maintaining the reliability of these distribution lines, the cooperative has implemented 1,609 system improvement works across its coverage. In the course of its operation as a power distribution utility, SURSECO-I has maintained an efficient load factor of 66%, an increase of 2% compared to last year's performance of 64%. This figure implies that energy is utilized more efficiently by the member consumer owners, attributed to more time spending at home due to the community quarantine. The cooperative's power factor recorded an improvement of 98.1% against the 96.74% in 2019, way above the load factor mandated by the Philippine Distribution Code. With a high power factor, SURSECO-I could guarantee its member consumer owners that its power has been delivered to the maximum level. SURSECO-I is likewise able to keep its system loss for 2020 within the cap prescribed by the Energy Regulatory Commission through a slight difference of 0.19% as registered. The system loss for 2020 stands at 10.26% against the 10.07% in 2019. While facing the adversity, SURSECO-I remains a provider of power at affordable cost. In 2020, the power rate stands at an average rate of 10 pesos and 14 centavos per kilowatt hour for residential, 9 pesos and 0.286 kilowatt hour for low voltage, and 9 pesos and 0.442 pesos per kilowatt hour for high voltage consumers. The lowest power rate for residential customers in 2020 was recorded in May at 9 pesos 6633 pesos per kilowatt hour, while the highest was at 10.7733 pesos per kilowatt hour. SURSECO-I's rate is one of the lowest in the region. SURSECO-I has also suspended the collection of feed-in tariff allowance for 2 months and the universal charge, environmental charge, from June 2020 until the present. And despite the economic slowdown, SURSECO-I's average collection efficiency for 2020 stands at 97.86%, a minimal decrease of 0.24% against the 98% in 2019. This performance is attributed to the active engagement of the cooperative with online payment centers and banking institutions. The collection efficiency rating is complemented with an increase in energy sales in 2020 at 66,795,527 kilowatt hour, a 4% increase compared in 2019. This is due to the imposition of community quarantine, which paves the way for online classes, work-from-home schemes, and long hours at home, which all led to increase in power consumption. As SURSECO-I's huge bulk of consumers are residential, consisting of 58.8% of the total consumers, the stay-at-home protocol turned out to be an advantage to the cooperative. The energization of households under the NAIHE also contributed to the increase of the energy sales. Amidst the financial struggles faced by SURSECO-I, it still managed to preserve sound finances as it posted a positive net result of operation of 112,711 pesos for the year 2020. In the course of providing power, SURSECO-I never fails to ease the financial burden of its consumers. Thus, heeding the directive of the Department of Energy and the National Electrification Administration, SURSECO-I has provided a moratorium on the collection of power bills and offered soft-term and staggered payment schemes. Aside from this, SURSECO-I has also implemented the Pantawid Liwanag 1 initiated by PhilReca in partnership with NEA and NAGMEC. It has spent a total of 1,219,392 pesos and 67 centavos as electric subsidy to all of its 19,509 lifeline consumers or those consuming 20 kilowatt hours and below for the billing period of March 26 to April 25, 2020. SURSECO-I also distributed cash and food assistance to 200 lifeline consumers at 1,500 each. This financial assistance is under the Pantawid Liwanag 2 program, which is funded through the initiative of a Kopadayon Pilipino party list. The party list support did not end there because in March 2021, the APP launched the Pantawid Liwanag 3, which provided for 450,000 pesos as cash assistance. With the funds, SURSECO-I has accorded cash assistance to another 300 of its lifeline consumers from Lingig to Barobo. SURSECO-I is also grateful to be the beneficiary of Tulong Panghanapbuhay para sa ating disadvantaged or displaced workers or TUPAD program through a Kopadayon Pilipino party list. Under the program, 80 displaced workers from Barangay San Fernando and Pangagoy were granted temporary wage employment for 15 days with a minimum pay. While keeping its activities to a minimum level, it continues to organize its consumers across the 112 barangays in the context of organizing, empowerment, and strategic partnership set by the National Center of Electric Cooperative Consumers Incorporated or INSECO. These organized consumers shall serve as a cooperative support team in meter reading, collection, membership, sanitation, disconnection, row clearing, and other activities in their respective area. Through the fees and compensation for services rendered, these consumers transform themselves from paying power consumers to earning partners of SURSECO-I. SURSECO-I also pursues its partnership with its building wiring electricians to cater to regular connections across its coverage area and those under the NAIHE and SEP. They are all holder of National Certificate 2 on electrical installation and maintenance as part of the stringent requirements for their registration and renewal. Despite its own financial struggles, SURSECO-I remains compassionate with those who are in dire need of assistance through active implementation of its corporate social responsibility program. It also keeps its connection with its stakeholders through active participation in community activities. Also joined the 120 electric cooperatives across the nation in celebrating the 11th National Electrification Awareness Month and NEA 51st founding anniversary with a line clearing operation on July 30, 2020. As SURSECO-I recognizes the crucial role its employees play in responsive and effective delivery of service, it participated actively in the capacity-building activities initiated by the NEA, PhilReca, DOE, and other partner agencies. A total of 47 trainings, summit, and fora were attended by its employees, inclusive of in-house trainings in 2020. In this time of adversity, SURSECO-I's resilience and commitment to carry out its mandate on rural electrification has been tested. Several times it was struggling. Many instances it found itself at the perplexing crossroads, but in the end came out a victor. SURSECO-I remains as a strong power distribution utility, boldly serving its valued member consumer owners in the city of Bislig and the municipalities of Lingig, Hinatuan, Tagbina, and Parobo. It continues to be a beacon of light and power that propels socio-economic progress of the communities under its care. SURSECO-I's rising above adversity is, however, not only by its own capacity and resources. Behind the success are the institutions, organizations, and persons who have not faltered to provide support in all its endeavors and never ceased to inspire the cooperative to give its best, unleash its potential, and not succumbed to the hardships, just as how it had withstood triumphantly the challenges in the past 49 years. SURSECO-I shall remain innovative and committed to serve its consumers and continue to be a potent partner for development as it is guided with its core values of integrity, commitment to service, excellence, and solidarity. Together, we will rise as one towards a brighter countryside and more progressive nation.